Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Yeah, man. So I heard the prospect Nkosi Solomon. He lost his debut. Haven't got a chance to watch the fight, but I got it queued up right now. Wait for a few of you to get up in here, and I might do a little live breakdown. I haven't seen the fight yet. I know he lost by decision. That's all I know so far. So I want to see what happened in his fight. How he ended up losing the fight. But before I get to watching that fight and breaking it down with you guys, some other heavyweight news I want to cover real quick. Lucas Brown's going to be back. They're saying November 24th against Junior Pati. I've seen Pati fight before. The last fight I seen him in was the Junior 5 fight. He's the type of guy that wants to move his head. He's a shorter heavyweight. He wants to move his head, duck under punches, come up with overhand rights and left hooks. That's the type of fighter that he is. I think Lucas Browne should be able to win that fight. Just got to make sure he keeps that chin tucked, man, because all it takes is one shot to get to get you out of there. And Pati looks like he wants to land left hooks. Junior 5 did a good job of using his jab and was able to outwork him and get a victory over him. But I could tell Lucas Browne is taking his time by his opponent selection. He fought Julius Long in a rematch. Now he's going to take on Junior Pati. So he's not jumping in the fire quite yet. I think he wants a few, fights under his belt before he does that. Under that post on his Instagram account, because he made it official that his fight with Pati will be happening. Fans were communicating with him about when is he going to fight in the UK again, and he was saying 2019. He actually answered that question a few times on his Instagram. So we will see, but that's who BoxRec has it for November 24th. All right, Lucas Browne versus Junior Pati. All right. For those of you just joining, I'm going to watch the Nkosi Solomon fight live here in a minute and break it down. I know it went 4 rounds. I don't know what happened in the fight. I just know the kid lost his pro debut. So we'll I'll break that down. Also, who picked up victories yesterday? Petar Milas. He improves to 13-0. Didn't get to see any footage. I went around and looked for just some type of article about the fight. I found one. I had to put it in Google Translate. It was in a different language. From what I got from the translate, he got a 4th-round KO against Mirko Tinter. He ended up dropping, according to that translate that I had, that article, he dropped him twice in the 4th round. I think 35 seconds in, the article said, and then he ended up finishing them off. All right, so that's not written in stone. That's just what I got off of Google Translate. All right, but I do know that he won yesterday. Petar Milas. All right, so he improves to 13-0, Croatian heavyweight prospect. So he isn't the only Croatian prospect right now. Or I'm sorry, Filip Hrgovic isn't just the only Croatian heavyweight prospect. You also have Petar Milas. And Milas has two, notable names on his record, man. He has a win over Kevin Johnson and the win over Francisco Pianata. All right. Oh, you watched the fight live? So, Joseph said he watched the fight live. So did it end in the 4th round, Joseph? They said it was the Google Translate that I had said that it was 4th round. I think they said he knocked him down within the first 35 seconds of that round, and the guy Tensor got up and he put him back down. All right, I'll wait for you to respond to that. And then the other fights over yesterday, I made videos about those fights. Simon King got upset, a mild upset. I'm not gonna say it was a huge upset, but a mild upset. Him being the undefeated guy taking on the tough, wily Dylan Carmen. Wild slugfest, man. That's what Dylan Carmen is known for. These wild slugfest type of fights. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man. Maybe Dylan Carmen gets his rematch against Malden Malas. Um, we will see. Or maybe he rematches Simon King. Who knows? All right, but Dylan Carmen is known for those type of performances, man. The fight that he did lose against Malden Malas, they threw left hooks at the same time, knocked each other down, got back up. It was just a wild brawl, man. And then even the fight he had with Eric Baholi, which was a 2014 Canadian fight of the year, it was a brawl. So Dylan Carmen, that's what he's known for, these types of brawls, man. So it wasn't like I said, it wasn't a huge upset, but it was to me, it was a mild upset. All right. So I went over that fight yesterday. Obviously went over Jarrell Miller's victory over Thomas Adamek. So Darmani Rock, he also picked up a victory yesterday. He's 13-0 now with 8 KOs. Again, that's another fight where I did not get to see any highlights of that fight. Just read the article. He beat Pedro Rodriguez. He was able to headline out there in South Philly. We know that Darmani Rock is a Philadelphia fighter. And from what I've read, it was a fourth round TKO. He landed a combination to the body, and Rodriguez didn't get up from it. All right. So he's 13-0. But one thing that I noticed, man, I checked the weigh-ins, because I know going into that fight, I was saying that I was curious about Darmani Rock, where he'll weigh in for his fight, because the fight he had before that, he was 262 pounds, which was his career high. This guy turned pro in 2016. I've seen him come in the ring as low as 241. So he was 262 for his last fight. So I was thinking maybe he'll get down. He actually came up. He actually came to this fight and higher. He was 275. So I don't know, man. I'm not sure if the kid's trying to go the Jarrell Miller route. But one thing about Jarrell is he carries his weight pretty decent at a level where he's fighting some of the guys that he's fighting. They may not be the top of the cream of the crop, but he's able to fight guys like a Marius Wack and a Johan Duopa, and even an old Thomas Adamek at the weight he's fighting at. Darmani Rock is about 22 years old, and he's already, he's 275 pounds. He is 6'5". It's not like he's some short guy, but just seeing that, he's turned pro 2 years ago, and there's a few fights he was at 241 pounds, 250 pounds, and to see him at 275, I mean, I didn't get to see any highlights of the fight, so maybe he looks great at 275. I have no idea, but just gonna keep an eye on that, man. Maybe it may turn out really not to be a problem for him. So. And then another thing that I seen, Chris Arreola on his Instagram account, I've brung this up before in other videos. He is talking about making a comeback. He has a video of him hitting a heavy bag. Then he has another little picture of him. Looked like he was doing some sparring with another guy. And then under that picture, he put hashtag one more run, hashtag training, whole bunch of hashtags insinuating a comeback. All right. So if Chris Arreola does decide to come back, man, I'm not sure who Chris was is Chris going to come back and fight a journeyman level guy just to get back in the rhythm of things? Because he hasn't fought since summer of 2016 when he lost to Wilder. Areola's a guy that has fought for the title, 3 times. He fought Vitali, he fought Stavern, and he fought Wilder. All right. So this guy has fought for titles before. I'm gonna get back to Chris in a second. I see BC says Darmani is too fat, but I like his offense. BC also says there's Twitter footage of Darmani, low-level opponent. Okay, appreciate that, BC. So yeah, when Chris does come back, if he follows through with this comeback, I do believe they're going to bring him on as an opponent, and he'll be one of those guys where he's fought for titles, former contender. He's definitely he's going to come back in his opponent, in my opinion, unless he goes and fight a journeyman level guy first. But his first notable fight back, if it's the first fight or the third fight, he will come on as an opponent. All right. And it's just PBC, I think he can get a fight easy on there. It just comes down to who they're gonna throw him in there with. I like a Israel Gono fight would be good. Konowski, somebody like that. I know some of those guys are looking for title eliminator type fights as of right now. But Chris Arreola is still a name. To me, when you're working your way up, these are the type of guys that you want to fight until you get to that title eliminator and that, as you work your way up for a title shot. You want to fight former title holders, former title challengers, and then, work your way up, and then you fight the top 10 and top 5, so on and so forth. Or at least that's what I would do with my guy if I was managing them. But Charles Martin just came off a loss against Konowski. That was a good fight. Will he try to get one of those fights? Will he try to finagle his way for like a Trevor Bryan type of fight? Him and Shannon Briggs be entertaining. I don't think that'll happen though. But Chris Arreola versus Shannon Briggs, I watched that fight. I think that's entertaining. Or will they throw him in there with one of the guys that's trying to be fast track right now, like a Joe Joyce, or a Sergey Kuzmin, or a Philippe Herkovic? Somebody of that nature. Him and Andy Ruiz Jr. I always want to see that fight, man. I think that fight would do good in LA. Will Arreola try to sneak on this Wilder card December 1st? Joe Joyce called out Gerald Washington. Gerald Washington would be another good fight for Arreola. Um, I know Joyce called out Gerald Washington. If Washington doesn't want the fight or doesn't want to be on the card, I wouldn't mind seeing Joyce versus Arreola on the undercard of Wilder versus Fury. So we'll see what Arreola decides to do, man. But what's good, everybody joining? Just went over some little heavyweight stuff, man. Now I'm about to turn on this fight. So I got a few people in here now. I'm about to turn on this fight. I'm about to watch Nkosi Sullivan versus who was the guy that he fought? I don't even know his name. Matt Cameron. I've never heard of Matt Cameron. I've heard a lot of journeymen, but I've never heard of this guy. And I know a lot of journeyman heavyweights. All right, so I know Sullivan lost the fight, but I did not get a chance to see it. It's only 4 rounds. We're gonna watch it together. Well, I'm gonna watch it, get my commentary. If you guys already seen it, you can match up what you thought about it to what I'm saying right now. All right, we'll just chop it up from there. See what you guys talking about. Joseph says Arreola would be a good name on Herkovic's resume. Wizik SK says Wilder would make excuse once or T. Bro, like, we're not even talking about Wilder. Like, let's just look, man. There's other heavyweights besides AJ Wilder. Like, let's talk. I'm talking about other heavyweights. I'm talking about, like, I know you just asked me a question, bro, but I'm saying it's like every time I want to talk about other heavyweights, people want to go back to Wilder. Then we got to get into big discussions about Wilder, Joshua, Hearn. Like, that shit gets irritating sometimes, man. I want to talk about these other dudes. That's why I base my channel around, bro. Like, I'm not sure if you're new to my channel or whatever, but I like talking about prospects, contenders, guys that people never really heard of. Like, I don't want to talk about Wilder and White and Hearn. I don't want to talk about that shit right now, man. Anyways, first round starts. Sullivan, I seen him in the amateurs. I know he was a New York Golden Glove champion about 2 or 3 times. I know he was rated #1 super heavyweight. He really didn't win none of the big international tournaments, but he was a solid USA fighter as far as fighting this country, being a top super heavyweight. All right. So he's using his jab. Cameron is just getting past one jab and he's wrapping him up. He got Sullivan against the ropes. Sullivan should be doubling up on that jab. He's throwing just one jab, and then once he's just one jab at a time. And Cameron's able to either take the jab or let it hit his glove, and he's coming, and then he's able to step in right off of one jab. There's no right hand coming behind it. There's not a left hook off the jab. It's just one jab, and Sullivan's going right back in the line. He needs to stay out of the way of that left hook. Cameron is throwing that left hook. Sullivan one jab, and he's doing like the shoulder roll defense. I think he should be more rangy. When I see him in amateur, he's more rangy. Okay, now he's using his jab. Good body work. Another good body shot by Sullivan. Now he's throwing hooks and uppercuts. He's throwing a barrage of punches now. Another body shot. Look like that hurt Cameron. The ref telling him to keep it up. Look fine to me. Now he's attacking the body. Sullivan's attacking the body with hooks and uppercuts. Sullivan need to get back on that jab, man. Work from that range. He needs to double up, triple up. He's just throwing one jab. Ooh, good left hook right there for Sullivan off the jab. He's going to the body. Another good body shot. He's throwing some good body shots to Cameron, man. Cameron's putting up the high guard. Ooh, now he's fighting back. Cameron is one of these dudes that just look like he puts up his high guard. When you get off, then he's going to get off. He's going to throw hooks and uppercuts. He's like one of those type of guys. Kind of crude type of style. Somebody needs to stay off them damn ropes, man. I don't know why a big guy 6'6" like this is just letting this guy get him into the ropes. Good body shot. He's throwing some good body shots, man. He's just fighting at close quarters. I don't know why he's even letting this guy hit him. Now Cameron's going to the body. Ooh, good right hand by Sullivan. Another good right hand by Sullivan. Now they're tied up. Now they're exchanging. He should not be this close exchanging with this guy, man. Another good left hook by Cameron. Another good left hook. Ooh, another good. Ooh, shit. He hurt him at the end of the round. Cameron hurt him with a left hook. Yo, Sullivan got to defend this left hook, man. Either he has to roll under it or roll and turn and pivot. He's going right back in a straight line. When you're 6'6" and you're fighting a shorter guy, you going back in a straight line with your chin up, you're just asking to get popped. Sullivan landed some good work, body work. He landed some good body work. I want to see him triple up on his jab. He's throwing one jab at a time. And he needs to throw that right hand behind that jab. Throw that quick one, too. What I didn't like about the round for him is he is just right there for that left hook, man. This Cameron dude is just was tagging him with some left hooks and hurt him at the end of the round, like hurt him, buzzed him in the corner. Got caught. Yep, Solomon got caught with his hands now. Oh shit. What's up, Lee Frazier? I'm gonna get to you in a second, man. About Tommy Morrison, son, or Trey Lippy Morrison. Uh, Now some he looked damn near tired and still hurt from the first round. He's doing a lot of holding and clinching at the beginning of this round. To be the younger guy, what is something about in his 20s? I know 23 or 4. I forgot his age. Cameron's about 34. He's at least 10 years older. At least 10 years older than Sullivan. I believe he is. It's not written in stone, but I believe he is. He's fighting in close quarters, man. He's 6'6" with a long ass arms, man. He's choosing to fight at close quarters. I understand guys like Riddick Bowe, who's a big guy, used to do it, but Riddick was a lot bigger than Sullivan as far as his girth, and he was a lot more powerful with his work, and he was polished with fighting inside. Solomon, when I see him in the amateurs, man, he was a use his rangy type dude with a jab, throw quick combos, and he'll stay on the outside. Another left hook by Cameron. He is catching Solomon with his left hook. It's like he can't defend it. Even when he does have his right glove up, it's still either getting around his glove or he has the glove too low and he's getting caught with that left hook. He's doing a lot of clinching. I wonder if there's going to be a headbutt, man, because they're just so close and it's getting kind of sloppy a little bit when they grab each other. Another good left hook. Jesus Christ. Solomon looks tired already. Okay, now he's fighting back. Cameron's putting some pressure on him. Solomon just looks, his mouth is open a little bit. He just looks winded already, man. Cameron just throwing left, left hook, right hook, left hook. He's just fighting left, right, left, right. That's that's all Cameron's doing is left, right, left, right. Solomon, the jab don't look like it's really snapping, man. He should be just he should be able to control this with his jab, but Cameron is coming forward, taking the jab, just pressing forward, man. Cameron threw his own jab right there. Cameron's there to be hit. He's just coming forward, being tough. That's all he's really doing is coming forward, being tough. Good left hook by Cameron. He has Solomon against Strokes. Ooh, another left hook by Cameron. Solomon's getting pushed back into the ropes. All right, now he gets off. He comes back with a little 1, 2, 3, 4 straight combination. Cameron got the high guard up, winging left hooks. They're in another clinch. Cameron's doing a good job of his legs seem to be stronger than Cameron's, man. His Cameron legs seem to be stronger than Solomon because he's able to just easily push him back. I know he's getting under him. He's getting that leverage because he's a shorter guy, but he's able to push Solomon back. That's the end of the second round right there. Solomon looks visibly frustrated. You can just tell on his face when he went back to his corner, kind of shaking his head like what the fuck is going on? Right now, Cameron is not cooperating with this pro day. He's not cooperating with this pro debut of this highly touted um, guy making his pro debut, man. Yeah, they're even talking about it, the announce crew, that he's a brawler. That's what he's doing is just left, right, and this left hook, Sullivan cannot seem to get out the way of it, man. And I think, and I know what he's going through. He's going through like, well, shit, I got my glove up, but it's still catching him. The left hook is still catching him. Sometimes you got to roll under that shit, and he's going back in straight lines as well. Just stay all the way on the outside. It's either you're all the way on the inside or all the way on the outside, and he's kind of like in between. Another close quarter. He's starting this off at close quarters, third round. Good uppercut by Solomon. He's landing some good work in there. I just think he'll be doing himself more justice if he just would get away and just use his jab. But he's trying to dig hard shots. I get it. Cameron's bleeding in the mouth right now. I think they're warning. The ref is warning Solomon about low blows. I don't know, man. Maybe I need to slow this down, but I don't see him going super low. Maybe a few of them. I mean, because he's throwing fast, hard shots, so I can't see him all where every single punch is landing. But they didn't seem like they were that low. But another good left hook by Cameron. As soon as the referee started him, a left hook landed. Solomon, when he goes back to the gym, man, he got to work on getting out of the way of these left hooks, especially being a taller fighter when you fight the shorter guys. Oh, he dropped him. Cameron dropped Solomon with a right hand in an exchange. Got to use your reach and your height, man. You're fighting his fight. Cameron coming forward. Solomon clinching, but he's tired. You can tell he's tired. He's still a little bit buzzed because it's a sloppy clinch. But shit, a clinch is a clinch when you're hurt, man. Solomon's moving around trying to use a jab. He's doing the whole shoulder thing, doing this shit. Cameron, now they're clinched up. Cameron's trying to fight out the clinch. He's throwing overhand rights. Solomon's trying to fight him, though. Okay, now he's back to clinching. He's still fighting close quarters. You need to be moving. You need to get on that bicycle right now or just hold. Cameron's throwing punches. They're clinching. Solomon's trying to clinch. Cameron's trying to throw punches right now. Solomon's still trying to clinch. Wow. Good body work by Cameron. Good body work by Cameron. Hooks. Now he's just throwing hooks and uppercuts to the body and the head. He has Solomon against the rope. Solomon's clinched him again. He's tired, man. His mouth is open. For a young guy like this, I don't know what's up with the stamina. It's only the third round. I mean, they are throwing a high volume, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's fucking Hagler Hearns, but they're throwing a high volume for some big guys, man. Ooh, shit, another left hook by Cameron. Solomon trying to fight back off the back foot, but he's like literally walking back as he's trying to throw punches, so there's nothing on those shots. Cameron's just coming forward. If anything, Solomon should walk back, stop, plant, and then turn into a right hand. But he's literally stumbling back trying to throw, and there's nothing on it. He spent a lot of times on the ropes this round. Cameron just looks physically stronger, man. All right, now Cameron's blowing right now because now he's a little bit. He walked away from that clinch when the ref broke him, kind of tired with his mouth open. Another left hook by Cameron. Ooh, good right hand by Solomon. And he looks winded. Solomon should start trying to dig to the body a little bit, man, to try to slow Cameron down. Cameron's mouth is wide open as the end of the round. Ooh, it was a quick right hand. That's what knocked Solomon down that third round was a quick right hand. They were clinching. They broke the clinch. Cameron threw a left hook. Some body shots, a left right to the body, a right left to the body. And then he threw just a flurry of punches upstairs and caught Solomon as Solomon was trying to throw his shot. Dropped him. Solomon was trying to throw a left hook. He threw the left hook. Solomon threw his left hook, and then he came back with a right hand. And as he was turning back with his right hand, he didn't have his left glove up, got caught with the right hand. Maybe because he's been looking for left hooks all night, he got caught with a right hand that hurt him. All right, this is the fourth and final round right here. I definitely have Cameron winning this fight. All right, now they're coming out just swinging. Solomon cannot get out the way of these left hands, yo. They're clinching up right now. All right, ref just took a point away. I believe it was for low blows. This is just downhill. This is, oh shit, he knocked him down again. Hold on, man. What punch was that? I missed that. He knocked him down again. Cameron knocked him down again. A left hook. He cannot get. Wow. Sullivan got hit with another left hook and went down. Disastrous pro debut, man. So he got knocked down in the round before this. Just got knocked down in this round, and he got a point deducted. This is like he needs a well. He lost the fight. We know that, but he needed a knockout for sure. Cameron's going just wild with punches now. Lefts, right, lefts, right. He has Sullivan against the rope. Sullivan seems dead tired. Ooh, another left hook hurt him. Cameron is digging to the body. Good. He's throwing a flurry of punches. Sullivan doing a lot of grabbing and holding right now. He's tired, man. He is dead tired. Cameron looks kind of. Ooh, another left hook by Cameron. Wow. Wow. If you see the way that Sullivan is clinching right now, he is like his whole body is over the top of Cameron. He's like with his mouth wide open, just trying to like get some rest, man. He is dead tired. He came out trying to brawl, man. Came out trying to brawl instead of using the skill sets that, uh, made him a successful amateur. I know amateur success doesn't always translate into the pros, but I didn't see him fight like this a lot in the amateurs, man. I seen him use quick combos, use his reach, and fight you at range. I didn't really, or at a long range, I really didn't see this. And when he did get close like this, he was dominating the guys he was fighting. He did show the good body work that I seen him have in the amateurs. He showed some good body work in the first round, but I thought he should have stayed on his jab as well, man. 45 seconds left. Is it another point? Taking away another point? So 2 knockdowns and 2 points? Wow. Oh, shit. Another good left hook by Cameron. And then the right hand follows and Sullivan's back to clinching him. Right now they're in the clinch. Both guys are using their free hand to just pound each other on the body. So I give credit to Sullivan as far as wanting to have heart and wanting to have a scrap, because right now he's okay. Now Sullivan's throwing. He's throwing his left and right hooks. He knows he needs a knockout. He's pressing forward now. Now Cameron wants to clinch. About 10 seconds left. Sullivan's throwing punches. Now some clinching. It's too late now, man. Wow, yeah, Cameron won that. Well, only thing I can say for the youngster is this, man. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I know, should notably, like a guy like Bernard Hopkins lost his first fight, although Hopkins wasn't this highly touted amateur, though. You know what I mean? Trying to think off the top of my head. Chris Arreola, or not Chris Arreola, but Eric Molina lost his first fight by knockout, actually, in the first round. Who did Eric Molina lose to? Ashanti Jordan. And Ashanti Jordan was a good amateur, super heavyweight here in the States some years ago. I know Eric Molina lost to him his very first fight, first round knockout, and Eric Molina went on to get himself 2 title shots, you know what I mean? So doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I would like to see Sullivan work his jab even better than this and improve his defense with these left hooks, man. And he needs to stop going back in straight lines. He needs to circle a little bit more. Yeah. Wow. Crazy. All right, let me see what y'all talking about, man. Let me go to Lee Frazier first. He says, "What's up, brother? Still watch your vids, dude. I appreciate that." He said, "Just having trouble at the moment, life-wise. Uh, still been a little distracted. Also, Joyce is going to be making noise the next 12 months." Well, what's good, Lee? I'm sure, man. You just buckle, you know what I'm saying? Just buckle down, man, to get through whatever you're going through, man. I know you will. As far as Joe Joyce, yeah, Joyce is the guy that wants to be fast track, man. So he called out Gerald Washington for December 1st. You know what I mean? He did call out Luis Ortiz once upon a time, but I haven't heard him say anything since August when he made that first call out, unless there's something else out there that I missed. And as far as then you asked me what's happening with Trey Morrison. I wonder if he'll go to the contender status. There should be more coverage on the heavyweights. There was a Polish prospect. I can't think of his name. Are you thinking of Nick Maxort, or are you thinking of Konowski? Nick Mazurek, he's out of he's like 9-0. He's a Chicago kid, Polish descent. Then you have Adam Konowski, that may be who you're referring to. The kid, he fights out of Brooklyn, close friends with Jarrell Miller, and he's friends with Nkosi Sullivan too. But as far as Trey, I'm not sure when his next fight's going to be. I know he picked up a victory. I believe he beat. I could be wrong. Maybe BC's in the comment section probably knows it. I think he beat Byron Poli in his last fight. I could be wrong. But I think it was Byron Poli. Trying to get Trey on, man. Me and him actually. Wow, this guy was Cameron was 3-1-1-1, or he was 3 wins. So he came into this fight with two wins, one draw, and one loss. Wow. So he's not really experienced himself. Wow. Wow. Where was I, man? Yeah. I communicated with Trey on Instagram. I'm trying to get him on the channel for an interview, man. So hopefully that the stars will align and we can get that interview up. But he should be back soon, man. I know there's some guys that really want to fight him. I'll talk to Gregory Corbin, did an interview with him, and Gregory Corbin really wants to fight Trey Lippe Morrison. I think that'd be a good Texas-Oklahoma rivalry. And Gregory Corbin told me that their teams have communicated within the last couple years about a fight. I know 2017 was kind of a bullshit year for Trey because he got injured, fucked up his right hand, and then he had a big ass gash over his eye, so he had to sit that whole year out. But Gregory Corbin did tell me that their teams have been in communication over the last couple years about a fight, but it just never happened to go down. And I know Trey Lippe Morrison's brother, Mackenzie Morrison, has a fight upcoming. I forgot when, maybe next month or the month after that. All right, let me go up and see if I can see these other comments, and I'm gonna go back down. I see Lawrence Williams in the house. Copen09 was good. He says, has Deichko got a fight scheduled soon? I've not seen his name in a while. Yeah, man, Ivan Deichko. I haven't seen him in a while either, man. I thought he was also going to try to be fast track, but I haven't seen him in a while. I know he's down there in Florida training, though. The last I seen of him, he was down there training in Florida. I believe he's in those camps with with the Cuban guys, like Guillermo Rigondeaux and Luis Ortiz and those types of dudes. And I've seen him at the heavyweight factory a few times too. Joseph says Arreola's done. Can't see him go anywhere from here. Joe Ho says, what do you think of Fury offering Big Baby 100,000 for a sparring match? I'll take it. Shit. And plus, man, why wouldn't he want to get the work? That's good work. Miller don't have to worry about being knocked out or nothing. You know what I mean? Miller's a fucking tank, man. And we know Tyson Fury, though he's a big guy, he really not known as a KO artist. I'll take it. Shit, that 100 grand, I'll take that shit. If I was Big Baby. It's easy money. Little sparring session with headgear on, yeah, I'm taking that. Lawrence Williams says, how about Brazil versus Joe Hanks while he wait for his mandatory shot? Brazil versus Joe Hanks. Joe Hanks, man. Remember Joe Hanks? He fought Andy Ruiz Jr. when they were both undefeated. That was kind of one of those two undefeated upcoming guys fighting each other. I wouldn't mind that fight. I'll probably favor Brazil in that one though, but I wouldn't mind that fight. But the Joe Hanks fight, yeah, I wouldn't mind that as a comeback because it's not a just a complete obscure losing record journeyman. Joe Hanks still has a pretty decent record. I think Joe Hanks recently fought. Didn't he just recently fight Lawrence? I believe he did. But Hanks has a pretty nice record. I think he's like 26-3 or some shit like that or something somewhere around there. 26-2 or something like that. Copen09 says, which 2016 super heavyweight will prove themselves as the best of this class? Bro, I'm gonna go with what I was that video I made in 2015 before the Olympics starts. I'm staying with Herkovic, man. I know we got Fa Jagba and Yoka and Joyce and Daichko and all these guys, man, but I'm still sticking by Philippe Herkovic. I'm still going my original pick in 2015, Herkovic. I just see a man that kid can fight, man. He has that Vitali-esque type of style. He can uh he can lead with left hooks. I like his balance. I like the speed. I just like what I see all around. He's still young. I like what I see. I think the power's there. I think his movement, his in and out movement. I want to see him circle a little bit more. Because sometimes he has a tendency to pop in and out. He has like the jackrabbit thing where he's in, out. But he does it in a straight line sometimes. You know what I mean? And this division with these dudes with these long ass reaches, man, you go in, come back out, and as you think you're far enough away, you're out, you get caught some straight down the middle. But I like Philippe Hergovic, man. All right, let me try to catch up. Tyrone Smith, what it was good. He says, where can I find the Sullivan fight? Well, I think if you get that the Zone app, I think they were giving the first month away free. So I think if you sign up, you'll still have like 2 weeks, maybe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but about 2 more weeks of free the Zone if you get the app. So download the app. It's free, and they got all the fights on there. If not, probably go to YouTube. You probably go to Periscope. There's a few little different ways to get it, but Periscope and the fight may be up on YouTube right now. Facebook. BC says rewind. Yeah, I had to rewind that, man. You talking about that left hook that landed because it was so quick. It was just during an exchange. They were throwing a flurry of punches. Then he got caught and went down. Let me see here. Trying to catch up to the comments. Boxing Killers TV was good. He says Hearn need to fire his matchmaker. I mean, we usually, if a guy is a highly touted prospect coming in and you put him against somebody that's 2-1-1, I mean, you would think he should win that fight. You know what I mean? I've never heard of cameraman, and I've heard of a lot of fucking journeymen, and he isn't like a notable journeyman. So shit. I would have probably agreed with the match, you know what I mean? But I would have also did my due diligence and went and try to find some type of footage on the guy, you know what I mean? But had I seen this guy work out in fights previous to this, I would have still picked Solomon to beat him, based on what, you know, I seen from Solomon in the amateur ranks. I know he gets good sparring in. Shit, he's sparring Jarrell Miller and Konowski. That's what I'm saying. If there's anybody that should be used to some pressure, it should be him. But again, I'm not in those sparring sessions though. When he's sparring Jarrell and Konowski and all those other guys, I'm not there. You know what I mean? So, I'm not going to say that they're taking it light on him, but I'm just not there. But if you're telling me he's sparring with those types of guys, I would think that he would be able to handle Shane Cameron's pressure. You know what I mean? But obviously he couldn't. Shouts out to Shane Cameron, man. Where does Shane Cameron go from here? That's the real question. That's the real question. Where does Shane Cameron go from here, y'all? Leave it in the comment section, man. Where does Shane Cameron go from here? October 4th, what it do, man? He says, what up, man? I was shocked watching Sullivan take that loss. He looked so sharp in round one, just didn't stick to his strengths and his corner man's advice. Yeah, Sosa, his trainer Sosa, I follow him on Instagram because I know he sometimes trains with Jarrell Miller. He looked pissed at the end of the fight. He was like, I noticed it. He was Sullivan was in the corner getting the gloves taken off, and Sosa had his arms over the ropes, like facing the crowd with a just still face, looking mad. He wasn't even looking at Sullivan. Probably just pissed off because he knows his guy has a lot more talent than that, man. He knows that his guy wasn't really listening. He just pissed off. And to me, I like that because he cares. Sosa gives a fuck. I forgot his first name, but I follow him on Instagram. But he gives a fuck, man. That to me is a trainer that's mad as fuck that his fighter didn't fight to his potential. And it's just a devastating loss, man. You got all this hype and all these even I put up a video about him, you know what I mean? The Zone doing all types of little commercials and got a lot of attention for it and big presser about it and big write-ups in local papers and national papers and on boxing scene, and then you lose. You know what I mean? So devastating, man. But we'll see what the kid is made of. You know, as far as trying to, come back from this type of defeat. And then you get signed to Matchroom and Eddie Hearn and all the glitz and glamours and all this shit, and then you lose. His trainer was pissed the fuck off. BC says you're responding to Cameron's experience when I was talking about. He says he has bar fight experience, probably some bar fights, probably some street fights. You know what I mean? Coach Sheldon Harrison, what's good, my brother? Hey, Coach, man, I got a when I was on last night, I only seen a few people do a post fight to the McGregor Khabib. I'm definitely after this, bro. When I get off this, I gotta go downstairs, wash clothes. Yes, I wash clothes. Got to get the kids clothes ready for school this week, man. So when I get on there, man, I'm gonna listen to your post fights. I know you did a post fight, bro. So I want to check yours out. But I did get to see the Khabib Connor fight. I'm not really a big MMA guy, only so I'm casual when it comes to MMA. I really haven't followed MMA shit 2001 up until about 2010, and I really stopped following. So about 8-9 years I was on it, and then I actually bounced with a guy that was on one of the seasons to what's that shit they call the Ultimate Fighter show. He was like on the first or second one, and I forgot the dude's name, but he was the dude from Minnesota. If you remember that, if any of you remember those UFC, what was the name? Yeah, the Ultimate Fighter. He was the dude from Minnesota. I bounced with him before. So me and him used to talk about it. This is like 07, 08 when we bounced together at a nightclub. What the fuck was that dude's name, man? But if you guys know the Ultimate Fighter seasons, it was like either season 1 or season 2, the dude from Minnesota, him. But anyways, I was into it then because me and him would talk about it. He would tell me about some up and coming fighters, so on and so forth. I remember the Rampage versus Chuck Liddell. That was a big one. Guys like Matt Hughes and BJ Penn and them type of guys. I remember them dudes. And even out there in Japan, what's one they had out in Japan? Was it K1 or some shit? Or well, they'll have like those tournaments and guys will fight the tournament in one night. You know what I mean? I used to follow it then, and then obviously the UFC. But anyways, man, long story short though, Coach, I'm gonna check your vid out, man. But I did get a chance to see McGregor get choked the fuck out. And then just crazy shit happened after the fight. Khabib jumped over the motherfucking cage. He did you guys remember when Larry Holmes jumped off the car and kicked and drop kicked Trevor Berbick? That's what Khabib did. He like jumped over the cage, and then like there's like a part where you can where you can walk around the cage. Like he jumped off that part, feet in the air. Like he probably fucking hurt himself, man, the way he jumped off into the crowd. Like feet first trying to kick somebody. This shit looked like Larry Holmes. And it was just a big brawl. I guess he was going after Connor's corner. I guess there was a lot of shit going on. Yes, I did see what happened in New York when Connor threw the chairs and like a dolly or some shit at their bus windows, and he was wilding the fuck out, man. And that's the thing, man. When you go now, I'm not saying what Khabib and his people did. Yeah, then before I get to that, I seen so a brawl took place in the octagon. Some dude hopped over the octagon fence, and McGregor didn't even see the dude. He was behind him and punched the hell out of Connor, man, in the jaw. It was just crazy, man. But one thing I will say is, man, everybody, like when it's a build up to a fight, sometimes your antics and you talking shit and you being very disrespectful. I'm not saying that Khabib should have done that. I'm now hearing about, last I heard, they're holding his purse. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man, if the dude even gonna get paid, man, or how much he's gonna get paid. But back to what I'm saying though, you got to watch the way you talk to people, man, because everybody's not into selling the fight the way you want to sell it. You know what I'm saying? And some people, they respond differently to you disrespecting their family or their religion or their way of life or whatever it is, man. They don't play games like that, man. You just can't call somebody a bitch and be like, oh, we're just selling the fight. Some dudes don't take it like that. They're looking at like, what, motherfucker? Like they're not. Some people just different. Like, man, I got family members like that, man. That like my uncle, one of my uncles, man. He's like that. He's not really a play around guy. He'll joke and laugh. We're family, but he's not really the, you know, he's just not like that, man. So, and I know a lot of people like that, but you can't just disrespect people and then expect them to respond the way you want them to respond after you disrespect them. Some people might jump off into the crowd and whoop your ass. Some people may still want to beat you up after the fight. You know what I mean? So you gotta, as fighters, man, you gotta know your personnel, man. Like you know what I'm saying? But it was just crazy the way that happened, though. Lee Frazier says, RP Trevor Burbick. Yes, indeed. October 4th says, by the way, loved your interview with Meehan. You did a great job keeping it moving and asking interesting questions. Great job, brother. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to Callie Meehan for giving me that interview. And Callie has a show on in Australia, man. It's on it's their Fox Sports out in Australia. And we're trying to work something out, man. Maybe your boy can get on it. We're trying to work something out. So it's nothing's written in stone. We just been talking about it over the last week. So hopefully, you know, if I could get on there and do a little quick segment on some heavyweight stuff, that'd be great. But there's nothing written in stone. It's just one of them things where if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I'm still cool with Callie. But yeah, shouts out to him, man. And go check out the show is called Call Out, Fight Call Out. That's the name of it. They have a Facebook page. I got a Fight Call Out on their Facebook page. But it's called Fight Call Out, and it's on Fox Sports in Australia. All right, so check that out. Let me see. Lee Frazier says Cameron should get his head together, train smart, and try to match himself accordingly. Maybe he can make some noise. He's only lost one fight. Who himself is a prospect. Let's see. Yeah, you're right, man. Shit. After this, hopefully he capitalizes on this and try to get for him a bigger payday. You know what I mean? CMD Boxing Reports was good, man. BC says nobody asks what burgers does he like. Wendy's, Burger King. I think y'all talking about Jarrell. God of War says Miller really should get in shape. He has only his one career. He can eat burgers after that. But yeah, God of War, you gotta. And I know some people think that I'm being lenient or I'm being too nice when I say this. I really feel this way. But just because I really feel this way doesn't mean that I'm necessarily right. But I think I'm right on this one, man. He's one of them rare athletes that can fight at that weight. I'm not saying his next fight should be 350. I'm not saying that. But he carries the weight well, man. Look at his fucking leg. The dude has massive legs, massive calves. Shoulder. He's just a big dude. You know what I mean? It's not like, boy, he doesn't wear the type of trunks where you can see his gut if it were to hang over his trunks. He has them up kind of high. But just looking at him, man, and that dude stays like, and a lot of that I think is muscle because the dude does a lot of weightlifting. And I remember I did a video one time asking, like, man, is some of this weightlifting going to hinder him? But he does a lot of weightlifting. If you go follow him on Instagram, he lifts heavy weights. He has some homeboys that he works out with, and all them dudes are big muscle bound dudes too. So he's a serious weightlifter as well, man. It's just mixed with a little bit of, you know, fat, but he's a big, I keep saying this, man, but he reminds me of an offensive lineman in football where you look at him and think this dude can't be no athlete. And then you see him run cones and playing games, and he's quick off the line and go lateral movements quick, can jump high. You're just amazed because of his physique. But the dude is quick. He throws a high volume. He seems determined and serious. You know, I like Jarrell, man. I want Jarrell to be Jarrell. I was asking for when I first did my prospect watch video on him. I was saying 250, 255. I think should be at his weight. Blah blah blah. But then the more I'm looking at this shit, it's like, man, be you. You know what I'm saying? Now, will this hinder him when he's 37, 38? We'll see. But right now at 30, it seems good for him. Even when he was in the kickboxing, he weighed a lot. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's some guy that was skinny, 4 years ago, then now all of a sudden he's just, he's weighing these high weights. Now, I'm not saying 317 should be ideal for him. I thought 280 was outrageous. Then when he got up to like 305, I thought that was outrageous. So I don't know, man. I don't think he should get bigger, bigger, and bigger, but this 280 to 300 thing seems like it's him. He's going to be one of them dudes in this era that can fight at that type of weight and be successful. Look at a guy like James Toney. And James Toney's high weight was different, in my opinion. But James was out there holding his own against Hakeem Rockman and all those heavy hitters, man. Sam Peter and them type dudes, man. He was a short and he was a little, as far as height and reach, he was a little heavyweight. 5'10" or 5'9", you know what I mean? So, but we will see. Because eventually, man, this weight, like I said, it may hinder him, but maybe it won't hinder him for another 5 or 6 years. Because one thing, when you gain a lot of weight, man, people look at stamina a lot. And I brought this up yesterday, but one thing that I look at is your balance. Because sometimes when you're out of weight, when you're overweight and out of shape, your balance is all fucked up. And Jarrell seems to have good balance. That's what I noticed, because he has strong fucking legs to hold up all that damn weight. The dude has good balance, good footwork. If you watch him train, the dude can move around the ring. Like, I know it's training and he's shadow boxing, but watch his footwork when he's shadow boxing. He's moving, circling, trying to do his little Ali impersonation. Like, I bet you Jarrell Miller can dance too. He's one of them. Did y'all ever go to school with the big dudes that can dance? You'll see him like, man, you'll see him at the school dance. Like, damn, dude. Fucking moonwalking, breakdancing, pop locking, you know what I'm saying? That's Jarrell. I had a dude that was on my college basketball team, man. His name was Cornelius, man. Shouts out to Corn, man. But he's about 6'9", about 270 pounds, the best dancer that you'll see in the club, man. Like, it was just crazy, man, to see a big dude move like that. But sometimes big dudes can be very nimble, man. Boxing analysis says Wilder Joshua, who wins? I want to break that one down on the bag, man. It just depends who can implement their fight. If Joshua plans on fighting him from long range, he's gonna get knocked the fuck out because he doesn't move his head enough for my liking. He likes to catch shots with his gloves. He'll give you slight head movement. Sometimes he'll roll and duck over, but his head is usually right here in this area. Even if he gives you slight head movement, it's still in this radius to where he's bending at the waist, getting way out the way and way back. And I know he fought Pavek in that last fight with a low jab hand, snapping the jab from the hip type of look, Larry Holmes type of look. But if he's in line for right hands and he's not getting out the way, he's going to get knocked the fuck out. Now, if he can step into Wilder and fight Wilder at close quarters where Wilder has to use hook, uppercuts, short shots, I'm favoring Joshua in that type of fight. But a long range, trying to fill it out and all that type of shit, he's getting sparked. Mid-range fight, I'm favoring Joshua to stop Wilder. So. And then another one more thing about Miller, man. If you can't hurt him and he's pressing that 317 on you or 300 or whatever he comes in at, and he's relentless and he's eating your shots, but he's digging and digging. And that's one thing about his punches. People say, oh, he can't punch. He's not a power puncher. No, he's not a one punch guy. He's an accumulation guy. Pressure. He wants to roughhouse. He wants to use his elbow and push you back. He wants to dig to the body. He's relentless on that body attack, man. If you can't get that off of you and he keeps pressing you, keeps pressing you, and keeps pressing you, and keeps pressing you, he's going to try to break you. That's what he wants to do. That's Jarrell Miller. It's not about him coming in there trying to do the one punch knockout thing. His thing is press you, beat you up, back you up. He may run into some trouble if he fights a guy like AJ, because AJ can put combinations together well at mid range. But if Jarrell sometimes can move his head close range like that, and he'll do little awkward punches from awkward angles just to get leather on you. It's not to knock you out, because sometimes he's all the way over to his left shooting out a straight right hand or something like that, or he does these little weird punches, man, from different angles, but it's just to put more pressure on you, just to keep that leather hitting your face. It's not knocking you out, but it's just making you think and blink, and you're moving and trying to get out the way. And as you're doing that, here comes his hard 3-4 punch combination to the body. That's Jarrell's rhythm of fighting. Or he'll go strictly high guard, eat up those punches because they're hitting his elbows and shoulders and gloves, let you get off, then he's digging hard shots. Let you get off, then he's digging hard shots. Let you get off, then he's digging hard shots. Then once he starts to break you down, as you're getting off, he's punching in between your punches now. And then once he takes that away from you, and you're backing up now, like the way Adamek was yesterday, then he's out to just finish you. Deep Hog, let me see. Stretford Ender says, I'm traveling from England for Fury Wilder. Would love some more heavyweights on that card. Well, I'm not traveling from England, but I'll be on my 4-hour flight headed to LA. I got my ticket already, room, flight already booked, so I'm looking forward to the fight. Should be a good one, man. Hopefully there's a lot of UK fans that come over and support their man. It'd be nice that night to hear a little, some sections of the crowd saying it's only one Tyson Fury. I think it just makes for a good atmosphere. Xavier says B-Hop lost his first fight. He can bounce back. Yeah, yep. B-Hop did. And also bring up Xavier that Eric Molina got knocked out in the very first round of his fight. Eric Molina got knocked out in the first round of his first fight. And that guy ended up working his way up and getting 2 title shots. He fought Joshua and he fought Wilder for titles. So, and I'm sure there's more guys out there that lost. I just can't think right now. But off top of my head, B-Hop and Eric Molina. It's going good, D-Pog. Just chilling, man. I'm gonna hop off here in a minute. I gotta go wash some clothes, man. Let me see. And where's the dude? I forgot that dude's name, man. He was up there. He's about to start talking about Wilder and what's good, Mr. Natty Turner? What's good, bro? He says Shane Cameron from New Zealand. Nah, it's some cat from Chicago. I think the dude was from Chicago, man. BPM says, I don't know if Sullivan has the power. Saw some bag work he did. He was throwing soft punches. I think mentally he fell apart. When that left hook rocked him, he looked mentally fatigued. He did look mentally fatigued, and he looked physically. He just didn't look right, man. He was gassing, and I think in the first round, once he figured out that Cameron was not going to cooperate with being the stepping stone and your pro debut guy, you know what I mean? I think that kind of made him say, fuck, I really got to dig down. And I'm just not sure he was willing to really dig down his very first fight against a guy who he was supposed to beat. You know what I mean? So that probably did mentally fuck him up a little bit. Like, hey, man, I thought you told me this motherfucker was going to be a stepping stone. That's probably what he was thinking. Like, hey, man. Probably looking at his matchmaker like, hey, dude. Like, looking out the ring like, hey, y'all got me in a fucking tough fight the first joint. I think the youngster will bounce back, though, man. I think I ran that one dude away, man. I hope he didn't. I hope he's still listening, man. What's dude's name? I forgot his name, but he started asking about Wilder and all these other dudes. Boxing analysis says, who's the best prospect right now in the heavyweight division? Herkovic, maybe. I'm going with Herkovic, man. But you know who's Hergovic is the dude that I'm going with. But you know who, to me, I think is being overlooked a little bit, and we will see. But just based on what I've seen from him, Jermaine Franklin, man. I like Jermaine Franklin, kid out of Saginaw, Michigan. I like Jermaine Franklin. I like him a lot. Simple Boy says, Gorham. Are you talking about Nathan Gorman? Gorman got good body shots. I like Gorman's body work. Gaines PP says, who is Cassius Chaney fighting? I have no idea, man. Um, I know he has a fight scheduled on BoxRec, but I'm not sure who it's going to be against. Age Zips 234 says, are any of Franklin fights out there? There's a few. I know he beat Craig Lewis. I know he had a easier time beating Craig Lewis than Junior Fa did, although you can't go by the triangle theory. But he also beat Craig Lewis in the amateurs. And he also beat Akora Mirlamov, who lost to Jarrell Miller. Fuck, he lost to somebody else. But it's just the journeyman that Jermaine Franklin is beating already that's making me think highly of him. He isn't beating top 10 contenders, but he is beating some higher level journeyman at this stage that is impressing me. He's doing it pretty easily too. You know what I mean? So just his skill set, his patience. He's young. He was able to make noise in the national amateur scene here by beating Cam F. Awesome, and Cam wins a lot of the tournaments here in the amateurs, and Frank was able to do it pretty quickly, man, starting his career off. Good speed, good patience. Seems like a guy that's going to get you out of there with accumulation of shots. So if his chin is up to par, and I just like the kid, man. I just think he's underrated though, as far as prospect. BC says a Jagba has real power. Yeah, I like a Jagba too. And just because I'm going with Herkovic doesn't mean that I'm counting out all the other guys. Like I like a Jagba, I like Fa, I like Debbie Morrison, I like Yoka, I like Daniel Dubois. I mean, I like a lot of guys, but Hergovic is the guy though, in my opinion. Gaines PP says, why is Jermaine Franklin not signed with any promotional company as far as big company? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. That's a good question. Well, I'm sure he signed with somebody to get his fights, but as far as like a big promotional company, I'm not sure. Because from the eye test, I think he seems like he's better than Darmani Rock right now. Darmani Rock is with Rock Nation, I believe. So I'm not sure. Shit, he seems better than Nkosi Sullivan right now, and Sullivan's with Matchroom. So who knows, man? Maybe his managers need to. I'm not gonna speak on that because I really don't know. But hopefully, he does get a TV fight soon here. All right, y'all. That's my opinion, man. If you guys just joined, if you guys go back and check this on the archive, man, I did talk about Lucas Browne, his fight coming up November 24th against Junior Pati. Talked about Peter Milas. That's another good prospect. He got the 4th round TKO over Mirko Tinter. I talked about Darmani Rock's win. And then I went over this. And I talked about Arreola making his comeback and some of the guys who I would like to see him fight. And then I talked about the Nkosi Sullivan pro debut loss. All right. So before I end it, let me see here. Xavier says, do you think that Simon King just isn't that good at this point in his career yet? Nah, man, I think Simon King ran into a buzzsaw. Dylan Carmen is no bitch, man. That dude can fight. Dylan Carmen had a 2014 Fight of the Year up there in Canada. It was the Canadian Fight of the Year with Eric Baholi, Slugfest. One of Dylan Carmen's losses, which was to Silveira Luis, he got think it was a 5th round TKO stoppage loss. He rematched Luis and beat him in the 1st round. So he avenged one of his losses. So he avenged that loss. And then his other loss that he lost by stoppage in that same fight against Mladen Milas, the fight that he lost, they scored a double knockdown. So so what I'm saying is he's always in for a scrap. And he beat a 51-year-old Razor Ruddock. But Dylan Carmen is always in for a scrap, man. That wasn't going to be an easy fight. It was just, to me, like I said, it was a mild upset because King was undefeated. But it wasn't like, holy shit, I can't believe he lost. No, to me, it's like, yeah, I can see it. I can definitely see it happening. When you got guys 6'5", 240 pounds or whatever it is, throwing leather, anything can happen, yo. But nah, King is right where he needs. King is who he is. Big dude, likes to throw a thudding jab, right hand, left foot combination. Former Olympian, has the pedigree and talent. He just got hit on the jaw and went down. You know what I mean? And he knocked down Dylan Carmen in this fight as well. Carmen is fucking the dude's an action fighter, man. He went down in this fight as well. He didn't just blow King out the water. He actually got knocked down as well and was hurt. They both went down hurt. And then Carmen was able to Dylan was able to knock him down again, knock him out. You know what I mean? So now I would like to see Dylan Carmen probably probably give Simon King a rematch or get his rematch with Mladen Milas for that Canadian heavyweight title. And then sooner or later, man, maybe late 2019, whether it's Carmen, King, or Milas, however this shit plays out up there in Canada, even if you want to throw Tess Link on there too, but get all those dudes in one pot. And then sooner or later, man, I want to see the winner out of whoever's the cream of the crop of those guys fight Oscar Rivas. I think that'd be a good one. I know Oscar's trying to get himself situated in some type of title eliminator and that type of thing. He's had fights taken off the table, Gerald Washington and Amir Mansour, due to the fact that Oscar Rivas could not pass the eye exam down here in the States. So I know he's looking for those type of guys, those higher name guys. But shit, man, if you can only fight in Canada, I mean, sooner or later, man, you're going to have to fight Teslenko or Mladen Milas or Simon King or Dylan Carmen. It's going to have to happen sooner or later, man. Especially if none of those Gerald Washington, Amir Mansour type of fighters are coming up to Canada, you're going to have to look around and survey that Canadian scene and fight some of those other guys that are highly regarded up there. You know what I mean? So yeah, Tyrone Smith, King, Braidwood, that was a crazy fight. When he hit him, he had that dude, he did all types of dances before he hit the camp. Man, that shit was crazy. Braidwood's a former football player, American football player. Or American style football with the helmet and shoulder pads and shit. I know in the UK they call it soccer. We call it soccer, call it football. But so Bray was a tough guy, big, strong, tough guy, man. Yeah, King put hands on him. Tyrone Smith says, was just rewatching Ortiz versus Vadando. Yes, Matias Vadando. I remember him. He says Ortiz had him wailing after that KO. Laugh out loud. I remember that fight. That fight was on the Triple G. Was it the Triple G Lemieux undercard? I know it was the Triple G card. But anyways, yeah, man. Ortiz hit that dude. And that dude literally went face. His arms were like flailing in the back. Like, say you got both your arms like cross-like, right? The dude went literally, his face hit the canvas first. Vicious. Vicious knockout. And I think that was the one where Ortiz came in with his signature, where he's in a southpaw position. He'll lift up his right, like literally lift his right foot up off the ground. He came in with his right hand and grabbed well, he swung a right hand, but the right hand was really to knock down Vadando's lead guard hand, his left hand. Then he came with that straight left and hit him right in his face. Man, that motherfucker went face first with his arms in the back, face first on the canvas. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end it with this last question. Xavier says, "Will Rivas ever get a title shot if he can only fight in Canada?" Nope, he'll never get it. I don't see Wilder going up to Montreal or Toronto or whatever. I'm not saying that those are bad spots. I'm just saying I just don't see it. I don't see AJ or anybody going over there. I don't. All right, y'all, man. Y'all need to stop making fun of Matias Venando, man. That was fucked up what happened to him. But hey, man. Hey, fun fact real quick about Razvan Kanjanu. So my pops, he's been bodyguarding for decades, right? So and me and him talk fights a lot. And then he was like, "Yeah, man, my coworker ended up fighting Luis Ortiz and got knocked out." So I'm like, "Damn, who's your who?" And he was like, Razvan Kanjanu. This whole time I did not know that Razvan Kanjanu has done or does bodyguard work. I did not know that. See if there's one more I can answer. I know I keep saying I'm getting off, man, but let me see. October 4th says, if Miller can get Joshua Wilder next, who do you most want to see him in with? You know who I really want to see him be? I would want to see him in with Wilder because I want to see, because, Stavern showed me that first fight. If you have a chin and you can take some of the shots and you can deflect some of them off your gloves, you can. I mean, Wilder did a good job that fight, turning and circling Stavern, and he fought Stavern the second time and knocked him out unconscious. I know that part, but that first fight they had, even with Duhaupas too, not just a Stavern fight, but Duhaupas showed me that if you could put up a high guard, you can press Wilder a little bit. And yeah, mainly, yeah, forget the Stavern fight. It was the Duhaupas fight, really. He was pressing Wilder, man, and getting to him and swelling his eyes up and just putting leather on him. It don't got to be one punch knockout artist, but just put leather on him, put leather. You can swell his face up a little bit. And one thing that I think is a weakness to Wilder, we haven't seen it yet, but just for me, if I'm training a guy and I'm trying to break down some weaknesses on Wilder, I would say, hey, man, let's try to test his body. I know we got to get past that right hand, but let's test the body. Let's really test his legs. Let's slow him down. Let's get him stationary. Miller will be one of the guys that I think that could possibly do it. And I would like to see how that plays out. I know they sparred before, but I'm talking about a real fight. I'm not talking about a sparring session from, however many years ago. I'm talking about a real fight where everything's on the line. No headgear, no none of that. Smaller gloves, real fight, real animosity. You know what I mean? So I would want to see Wilder Miller based on how will Wilder deal with him. AJ's another guy too where I think some body work can affect him, but just based on what I've seen from the Duhaupas fight, makes me think like, damn, how will his chances be against Wilder? And then even and I know AJ has some he has some times where he was getting punched in his mouth too against Povetkin, you know what I mean? But either way, shit, whether it's AJ versus Big Baby or if it's Deontay versus Big Baby, you know what I mean? But I want to see Wilder versus Miller though, because they got some history too, some things that allegedly took place even outside the ring, allegedly, and some things that took place in their sparring session allegedly, because I wasn't there. You know what I mean? Just things that we've heard. But I'd like to see that one. Plus, I think it'd do good over here, building up the American heavyweight scene. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. Nice chopping it up with y'all, man. I'm gonna end it right here, man. I gotta go wash these clothes, man. Y'all be good, man. I'm gone.